Hey, welcome back to another episode of Chaos Entropy. This is episode 32. Uh,
32.
Spoilers ahead. For Deadpool and Wolverine, I will be talking about it. I'm not sure if it'll be the whole thing or not, but I will be talking about it. So if you haven't seen it, uh, I'll put like a timestamp because we're probably going to be talking about something else eventually. So, uh, yeah,
Actually, yeah, because this entire week, the past 2 weeks, has been like an entire
yeah.
opening of the floodgates.
And Comic Con also occurred, which had Star Wars news, but I don't even want to talk about it. Let's just not talk about
I
Star
hate
Wars.
Star Wars.
They announced a kids show, but people don't know that because every 40-year-old watches these shows as if it's
I
for
don't think
them.
it's that people don't know that. I think it's people don't really care.
What I'm saying, even for the shows that are intended for kids specifically, yeah, you're probably right. They don't care.
Yeah. I don't think it's that they're, unaware. I think it's that they really just don't care.
But I just wanted to bring that up because of the shows we've been watching aren't automatically for kids or for everyone, which should be like that for
And they're
most kids.
terrible.
Yeah, but whatever. There's no trailer or anything. They just showed images of a new show or something. Uh, but yeah, Deadpool Wolverine, third installment of the Deadpool series, IP. Might be the last. Who knows? Probably won't. You never know. Uh, I'm trying to think if I should just talk about the story itself or just highlights.
We're just talk about, first of all, let's just, I think,
Because honestly,
did you like it?
I loved it. I,
Oh, well,
you know what's funny? I have a couple critiques, but not my critiques have not that they don't impact the actual like enjoyment of the movie though. It's more like certain things they said throughout the movie. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, but that's it. Uh, some other people though online I saw they're like, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen." I'm like, okay, so that's just a lie. I'm like, people are just rage baiting.
where are you seeing all these rage baiters?
I must have clicked on one once and then that's all I get. That's all. My feed is people who are always against anything positive. Uh, that seemed to be
Like,
positive overall.
it seemed like there were like a bunch of rage baiters according to you for the Acolyte, but like,
That's all I
honestly,
saw.
I mean, but that one was justified because that show just
Yes,
sucked.
but while talking to you about it, in reality, there was a lot of people that had actual justifications and not just rage baiting.
Yeah,
uh,
I mean, same thing with the Halo show too.
yes, the Halo show.
Oh yeah, that one was a
I'm okay. I will say this: I didn't really watch any reviews at the time for that. Probably because uh, I don't know. It's something I watched Angry Joe, but then even that got annoying because I knew what he was going to say before I even had to think about it, or at least his group.
new the sins before they were
um,
extorted. But
but
yeah,
yeah, so Deadpool Wolverine. Overall, I was surprised of how simple of a story or point A to point B for a Deadpool movie. But then I thought about the other two movies, and I was like, oh wait, those movies also had like a through line, like a normal through line. Like those are crazy movies, but in reality, the actual story and plot is pretty simple, which took me back for a sec. I was like, oh, I never expected that, except I should have because the last two were just that too.
oh,
In my head, for some reason, based on trailers, I was like, this is gonna be the most insane, like, just bazonkers, story. Like, I have no idea what the hell's gonna
I mean,
happen.
it looked pretty weird.
Don't get me wrong, that stuff is there, but the actual plot is like not generic, but like pretty like straightforward. I was like, oh okay. I was like,
Uh,
uh, which is probably a good thing because then you can add in all the insanity around it, which they did. Uh, first off, Wolverine. I was happy he came back after Logan, and it was amazing to see him.
yeah.
It, I was like this is Wolverine. I'm like, I'm like, they made a crazy amount of jokes about like they were like, so you're gonna be Wolverine till you're probably 90. Kevin Feige
Oh,
won't let you leave.
interesting,
Wait, give me one
interesting.
second. Okay. And oh, it's stuck. What the hell? Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of meta jokes. Like the whole movie, like there's a part in the movie where Deadpool looks at the camera and he literally is like, "F Fox, F all of you people. I'm part of Disney."
Yeah.
I'm like, the fact that he could say that, like, just like I know people like I'll tell my dad about it, like we were watching. He said like, "Well, it's just a movie. Like, it's not gonna take." But the fact that you could say that and it's like pretty real, like goodbye, Fox. It's just insane that you could just say F to a major, movie company.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just found that funny.
Didn't they also throw shade at DC?
Not as much.
Because they said because the
Surprisingly,
big thing that happened, well, like not a big thing, but like a really surprising thing was when what, Henry Cavill showed up.
oh, that wasn't really making fun of these because they didn't actually say anything in that moment. That was
And the
throwing
guy down the
shade.
road.
Oh, maybe yeah. I get okay. It's hard. I have to rewatch it for every single thing. But yeah, that scene. Okay, I'll be
Well, who else
honest.
would they be talking
I'll be
about? Like
honest.
Netflix?
Well, no, I just forgot that what the words he said. The I was spoiled on like certain things, but nothing like I didn't see no videos. I just saw pictures, like of like cameras, like in the movie theater type quality. So even though I've seen like very few things, like maybe like three people, and one of them I heard that Henry Cavill was in it, and I was like, that's pretty cool though. I was like, that's
Yeah.
because I mean, just the thought of like, whoa, what if he was Wolverine, but like during that time instead of Hugh Jackman? Like, I wonder how people would perceive us. Of course, they made it look jokey though. Like he didn't look, I mean, he looked good for what they were doing, but I don't know if that would ever work
Was
back
it
then.
serious?
Well, it was serious in the moment for the sake of him being a Wolverine from a different Earth, but I don't like if he really was Wolverine, they would make him look slightly different.
What do you think? Or what was it like the John? What's his name? John Krasinski or whatever as Mr.
Oh,
Fantastic.
well, that looked good, except I didn't care. Like, I know that was a fan cast thing, but they did it as like that movie. Like I said, I've never liked that movie, but uh,
That's your favorite movie, though.
I'll say okay, really quick. That movie, looking back, uh, I don't hate it as much, but that's also because we've had more movies since then. So I should probably watch that
You
again.
think that was the beginning of the end?
Yes and no, because that movie showed that they were lacking a lot of things that they didn't know what they were doing there.
Interesting, interesting.
Some people said this movie brings back Marvel. I'm like, well, it's certainly not an L right now. But the sad part is the team that made this movie isn't, you know, thriving like going in the future. This is not Marvel's projection. This is a Deadpool movie with Ryan Reynolds and his people making this movie. And they so happen to now be part of the MCU, but it's MCU adjacent in regards to like anything after this movie won't reflect what this movie was able to do per se, because this is the brainchild of Ryan Reynolds and his team behind writing it since day one. It just so happens that they were able to merge and now be part of the MCU. They took advantage of that
Mhm.
because this movie is like in the beginning. Deadpool goes to the he goes to Happy Hogan. Uh, and he's like, I want a job. And he's like, for what again? It's like an job interview. He's like, I want to be an Avenger. He's like, so why do you want to be an Avenger? He's like, because I need it. It's like I need purpose in this life. He found this Deadpool found like a reason to like live or something like that. He's like I or like this idea like he needs a purpose to keep going, and because of that like goal or whatever, he's sort of like lost it, and then him and Vanessa broke up, and he was going downhill. And then he became a car salesman. You
And Vanessa died.
remember in the second one, he went back in time.
Damn, that sucks.
At the end, he reversed. her dying. He reversed Peter dying. Uh, hashtag Peter Pool. Because
Who's Peter?
Peter was the one guy in X Force that was just a human, a regular guy. If you remember the X Force team that in the second movie, uh,
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember much from the
he
second
was the
movie.
one guy that was hired to be part of X Force. That was just a normal guy. He
Oh,
was like,
Peter Packer.
no, he was just Peter. He didn't even have a last name. I know he's.
Oh,
But yeah, he's obsessed. He's like, we're Deadpool, like him and definitely it's like we're together, and that's a weird thing. And then just trying to think of highlights. But yeah, you find out. Um, so Deadpool gets the TVA takes Deadpool, but it's not for
oh, so it's
reasons.
actually connected to MCU, like
Yes, but
full on
they
now.
take him because you assume they take him because of him and going back in time and doing things, but it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with um they want him to be part of like their force, like their team to go across like multiverses and like help like what was it like protect the timeline and like actually be a hero. But in order to do
Yeah.
that, he has to let his Earth die because it's a Earth that doesn't have a so-called anchor point anymore. Every Earth has like an anchor person for the timeline to keep living, and you find out that his Earth, Deadpool's Earth, his anchor was killed, and that was his Logan. And I forgot that Logan was actually part of the Deadpool universe. They're all on the same Earth, all the Fox characters. So he doesn't want that Earth to die, so he decides to look for another Wolverine to become his anchor point somehow. Uh, and he does it against the TVA. He's like, "F you guys, I'm not gonna let my Earth die." He's like,
Oh,
so he look, and there's a amazing montage of him, like with Henry Cavill, looking for different Wolverines, and it was one of the best montages ever.
wait, it was because Logan dying in
Yeah, Logan dying actually caused his timeline to now cease, and eventually will be killed. Like his Earth, like his Earth will be destroyed. But technically, his universe.
kind of dumb.
Well, they started creating these ideas of anchor points, and I mean, it's
What's an anchor
cool.
point?
Like they're saying, like these are people that are fixed to each timeline, and if they're killed or taken out of it in some way, shape, or form, your timeline will cease to exist eventually, or
So
will be
basically,
destroyed.
because Logan the movie happened, the
Yeah,
entire universe is gonna die.
his the one he cares about, of course. So,
Wait, so what? Like,
and they're okay with that. They don't. This guy went rogue. The guy that you see in the trailer, he's a TVA agent that went rogue because the TVA went soft and doesn't do this anymore, where like they destroy timelines that don't need to exist anymore. Timelines that technically should be destroyed. Um, the TVA, I don't know, they went good or something like that. I don't remember. I haven't watched all of Loki. I haven't watched the second season. But he went rogue and he's like, "F my people above me." He was like, "I want your timeline needs to be destroyed now because I guess it takes like a millennia or something like that for it to actually be destroyed, but it's on that path because Logan's dead." So they create this device to blow up his timeline
wait,
early.
so what? So is Logan not supposed to die?
Um, I I guess it's more about that they don't actually well because Deadpool tries to get Logan
What? Because
back.
Logan dies, the entire universe is damned.
Yes. Which I guess that also makes Logan like even more important in his own universe in that movie.
Yeah, but like,
I know it
so what is
it
Logan dying supposed to be like an event that wasn't supposed to happen or something? Or because like it can't be normal for an entire universe to just die, right?
they don't well they don't
Well, you're telling me like theoretically, if Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man died, his entire universe is screwed too.
if he was his own anchor point, but you assume it would be, but
And
Deadpool's
what makes a person an anchor point? Like, what is
well
even the point of an anchor point? Like,
it just it's I guess the he was explaining like there it just so happens to be that someone in a universe is the anchor point for your universe. like timeline wise. Like there's a person in your universe that so happens to be, you know,
The center
the
of the
most
universe.
well, yeah, and Deadpool
The world
and
revolved
because
around them.
and Deadpool thought it was him when he was bringing it up. He's like, "Oh," and they're just laughing. It's like, "Oh, it's me, right?" He's like, and the TV agent's like, "Oh, hell no, it's not you. You think you're important?" He's like, "No, Logan." He's like, "You mean that dummy with claws? is the my timeline died because he's the anchor point?" And so he originally tries to get that Logan like out of the grave. He's like, "Well, they all, come back. Like he has a healing factor, except this one is full on dead. It's just a antimantium skeleton that's left." He digs up Logan's grave, and I was like, "Oh god."
Wait. Is the skeleton still intact?
The skeleton's intact, but there's just no flesh or anything left.
Wait, it's all intact.
Yes, but they're saying like he is dead though. Like this one
I
did
know, but the skeleton's intact.
until he breaks it
No, 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 no,
apart.
no, 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 no. This is gonna revive an
Oh no.
age-old argument. The skeleton is intact.
Hey, I
What
forgot.
about the rib cage?
It's all there.
So there's no holes in the rib cage?
Mm, I mean, there's openings because there's no more flesh. There's nothing else besides bone. I mean, metal bone.
Or is the rib cage
It's all
damaged?
it's all late. No, I have to look back. I don't think it looked fully there.
The rib cage is not damaged?
If it was maybe the lower rib cage because you don't see the whole thing at first. You just see like him like.
So how the hell did a tree puncture adamantium?
Well, it's laced, right? Is that the way it worked in the movie?
Was it fused?
Okay, it's been a while. I don't remember if that version.
When I talked to John, he said it was infused in the
Oh yeah,
movie.
so X-Men Origins said that they put it into his system. So I thought they laced his bones with antimant. Uh, I never thought about that, but yeah, the bones. It was just all metal, like pure.
So was it was infused or is it coating?
I guess infused because he used it as pieces of weapon. He used it as weapons against the TVA who were after him.
So it is infused.
It,
So you're
it
telling, yeah, so really, him being punctured by the tree should have never happened.
well, I will. It's funny because that movie is also saying he was dying because it poisoned him, but that's separate from the
But
metal.
my
Yeah,
point
I
is,
know
the
your point
tree should
still
have
is there.
never,
Yes.
the tree should have never punctured him.
That's hard to explain because Wolverine throughout comics and movie, like he's able to come back from almost anything. Therefore, like he's been punctured to hell and back.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not. It's not even about his healing factor. They
No, but
explain
I'm saying
in the
he's been
movies that
shown.
his healing
Yeah, I
factor
know.
is
I'm saying
failing.
he's been
But the
shown
thing is
having
here,
big
the guy
impacts.
who got thrown against a tree branch, he should have bounced off because of this skeleton.
Well, you could say that about the whole movie where he's getting shot or any openings at all.
But you can get shot, like bullets can slip through your flesh, like it can slip through your ribcage and shit like that. But an entire tree branch impaling him,
yeah, it's a funny
like it should have bounced off,
disposition.
like it would have penetrated his flesh, but like literally, like get your thumb and stick it into your like the back of your like
Well,
really like
the I mean, I can give me a second. Uh, because I can find a picture for you. Uh, unless you've seen it, I don't know.
I've seen the movie.
No, I meant
Oh, the adamantium skeleton.
yeah, they probably you would assume everything is online now, but
Yeah, is the skeleton messed up?
it does okay. It does look worse for wear, but it's still the metal is like it's
But
still all
the
metal.
skeleton, but is the skeleton intact?
I think the full skeleton was there though.
Yeah, there's no. Are there any? Can you see the rib cage and the
Yeah,
chest
you
area?
can see that. I have to find a picture because it's been a week now. It's been or a couple. Uh, What a interesting.
We're going,
Uh,
we're going in depth CSI on Wolverine's skeleton.
I can't find the image. God damn it. But what was I gonna say? So I'll just say that. So he tried getting him, realized he is dead. He's not coming back, and he was like, God damn it. He was like, well, there goes that first anchor, or the actual anchor. He was like, I thought I can just bring him back, or so. I thought he would just wake up, or something. So then he goes hopping around time because he stole a thing from TVA to teleport and stuff. Uh, and that's the best montage of Henry Cavill. And then the first one he sees is a Logan in a bar. That's actually, but then he gets off his stool and it's a 5'4" Logan.
Oh,
And he's like, "Oh, what the hell am I looking?" It's like a comic accurate size Wolverine.
was it Hugh Jackman or was it
Yeah,
someone
it's
else?
Hugh Jackman, but like on the size of like it looks like a baby because of how small 5'4" version. And then they had let me see the montage had like famous Wolverines from the comics. So they had the famous black and orange suit version. He went to a timeline where he had that, and that looked amazing. And then he had the Age of Apocalypse suit where he had like gigantic hair and he was missing an arm. Uh, and then there's a famous cover where he's on an X, like as if it's a cross with his hands, in it. They did that, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And then the Henry Cavill one was cool. Um, there was another one. He went to another one, and right behind him was Wolverine. I mean, right behind him was the Hulk, and he was like,
Oh yeah, I saw that
and
one.
he yelled at him. He was like, "I am Marvel's Jesus. You cannot hit me." Like, yeah, Marvel. Oh, I was so. I was like, "Oh, can we please get a Hulk versus Wolverine fight? That's more cool to me." That's more,
Oh, that's interesting.
you
Wait,
know,
so
I forgot like why I cared like about these two characters together, but I was like, "Oh yeah, it makes sense. They're both the most immortal characters of the universe." Uh,
wait, who owns Hulk?
well, okay, Universal
Yeah, so how
Studios.
did they get the things to do Hulk?
Well, because you can still put Hulk in, like, Hulk is in those movies, but you can't have a Hulk movie. That's the
Oh,
deal. That's the way it works for them. Like Hulk's been in, since Avengers, all of those
wait, was it
movies.
the Disney Hulk or was it the
No, it's the Disney. You can tell it's like the Mark. It
Oh,
is
it's
a
not the cool Hulk.
well. When you say cool Hulk, technically, that is also Marvel Studios Hulk as well. That's the same Hulk.
Are we really gonna act like that's true here?
But it is.
Yeah,
Iron Man literally shows up at the end.
yeah.
I, I know
Are we
it's
really
not.
gonna? But we know. I mean, yeah, you can. Yeah, obviously, Rhodey is still the same black guy from the first. What Terrence Williams?
Well,
It's still
Terrence
him.
Howard, but you got it
Oh
close.
yeah, him. It's still him, right?
Yeah.
Are we? But we really like. Are we really gonna act like the two Rhodey's are?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
they're supposed to be the same. They're supposed to be,
I know.
but like,
One was a actual like monster of a Hulk, and the other became
and the other
a
one is
dork.
Disney.
People blame Taika Waititi, but
I'm telling you, dog. Like, bro, man,
but
Incredible Hulk is such a good movie, and
it's the best. It's
it is the
top
best Hulk
five.
movie.
Yeah, you know what's
It had the
funny?
best
You know
Hulk.
what's funny? I would right under it. I think I would put well, because there's only two movies, but Hulk related movies. I would probably put Ang Lee right under it. There's actually parts of Ang Lee that I like now, but as a movie, it sucks compared to Incredible Hulk.
Bro, dude, Incredible Hulk. He was ripped. He was a monster.
Yeah. And
It
well,
was
you know
awesome.
what's funny though? That movie matters more because they brought actors back from that movie in the Marvel
Yeah,
Studios
like
movie.
General Ross.
Yeah, and Tim, the guy who plays the leader, um,
Oh, him. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
in
You're right.
Captain America, fall, whatever the hell New
Oh, he
World
was in
Order.
She-Hulk.
No, that was the
I thought you were talking about the Special Forces dude.
crap. Was his real name also Tim as well? Well,
Abomination.
Eli, yeah, Abomination showed up in She-Hulk, but the guy who plays the leader, he wasn't the leader yet. The one who, the guy, Mr. Green or whatever, Mr. Blue or,
Oh, the other Doctor?
yes, the other Doctor who turns into the villain, the leader, because the gamma stuff it like leaks onto him, and his brain
Oh wait,
starts getting.
so he did turn into
Yeah,
a.
he turned to the leader, which is like a midget-looking green guy who's really smart.
Wait,
Um,
he,
what?
was he in Incredible Hulk as the leader?
No, because he was just the guy who helped facilitate like like the gamma stuff and the blood test.
Yeah. So
And
wait,
what happened was
so
at the end of that movie, if you remember, he made the abomination because
I know that, but I don't remember him turning into the lead.
because
I remember him mutating, but that's and they never come back to him again.
well that links to his return in this new movie, basically like
Wait, so he's in what now?
the new Captain America movie, New World Order,
Oh, New World Order.
which
Oh.
makes sense because you have Red Hulk in it too. So
Wait, is it called the New World Order? Or
yeah,
what
New
was
World
it
Order.
called?
They showed
But what was the old name then?
Captain oh, it was Switch, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think New World Order was the old name.
No, it's New World Order.
And what's the old name?
Captain America 4. Oh, sorry. It's Brave New World, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's the new one.
Was the last one New World Order?
Yeah, that's the old name.
Oh, okay. Same ideology.
Brave New World Order.
I'm excited for it, though. I'm also excited for Thunderbolts, but... And Fantastic Four. Oh, I mean, there's some Hall H news that I was going to talk about, but let me keep talking about Deadpool Wolverine before I lose my track. So yeah, so he goes around and he finally finds a Wolverine that is usable to him. He was like, I found one that I just have to choose you at this point. I went through like 100 or whatever. I went through like, and this one you find out is like he let his world go to hell. Like everyone died because of him. So he's actually like the worst. Like when he goes back to the TVA, they're like, oh, he's the worst Wolverine. He's the worst. He's the most garbage. uh, and okay, it's a little flimsy his backstory. Like they go into it for a little bit just to say like why he's in his position. Basically like he was crappy the whole time, and one day the humans he wasn't there. He like left and he was like drunk at a bar, and he found out like the humans finally they attacked the expansion, letting a lot of them die. And so when he went there, he went to like a berserker rage, started killing the humans, but then also killed his friends in his berserker rage.
The fuck?
Yeah, I mean, it's said a little differently than how I just said it because they don't use the word berserker rage, but that's what I was getting at from what they said, and I was like, whatever. Technically, I don't need a backstory for this Wolverine. I'm just happy. He just has to be here for what Deadpool needs him for. Therefore, but I was like, you could have came out with like a better thing in the mall. But besides that, everything else I loved. Um, let me think. The movie in reality is pretty short in regards to like what really happens. So, I'll just talk about the cameos. To be honest, those are the fun parts of the movie. Have you seen all the cameos or?
No.
Okay. What do
Doesn't
you
Chris
know?
Evans come back as
Yes.
the Human Torch?
Yes, and I heard about it the day before, and I'm happy to say I was still excited because seeing it is different than just on your phone, like you see a picture or something. Like I sat there like, hell yeah, I was like, hell yeah. And because Deadpool like looks up to Captain America, he's like, oh, it's Captain America. And he's like, oh, he's gonna say his amazing, he's gonna say his words. He's like, Avengers assemble, and but then he's like, what the hell does he say? Oh my god.
Flame on.
Yeah, I almost said fire on. And he's like, what the hell? What did you say?
Wrong guy.
And I was like, hell, oh man, but I was so, I wasn't pissed, but I was like, but they killed him so quick in that movie.
Yeah.
They take the flesh right off of him. It was amazing to see him though. I was like, Johnny. They saw some other X-Men too, like Callisto and all these other people from the old ones. Sadly, it wasn't those actors like Kelly Hu or whatever who played Lady Deathstrike. It wasn't her. It was someone
Oh
else who
yeah,
played her.
didn't Sabretooth also show up?
It was the what's his
It
name?
was the
Maines. Yeah,
original.
it was the original, and I
It
was like,
wasn't Liev Schreiber.
no, it was the original from the original
Does
X-Men.
Liev Schreiber show up?
No, he's a better Sabretooth, but I've it redeemed this one because he actually talks. he,
Oh
he never
man.
talked in the original. Just
Liev
roared.
Schreiber.
So that was cool. And then who else? Oh, the big team up. I don't know if you heard about those characters. You maybe have.
Like Lady Deadpool.
No, that's the Deadpool core. But that's cool too. But Deadpool and Wolverine had to team up with other people to like win the fight against Cassandra Nova, who is Magneto's twin sister from the womb, in a different timeline. Uh, she's like chaotic neutral because they put her into that the place where all worlds like die and stuff, like in Loki.
That's cool.
And she was born there because of her, how strong she is. And the whole time she's like pissed, it's like, well, I was put here is all I know. Um, and they team up with this was the craziest thing. I was like, this is insane. So out of nowhere, uh these people come to the rescue for them, which is Blade,
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. And Electro, right?
Elektra, X-23, which I had to tell my dad like 3 times who that was because he forgot. It's been a while from him. He only saw that Logan movie once.
Who is that? Who is that?
He was like, "Who is that?" I got it confused too because I heard X-23 was coming because they already talked about it, and so the first person when I see the woman, I was like, "Oh, that must be X-23 but older, right?" Like I forgot, like she's gotten older. And I was like, "Oh, wait a
That's
minute."
Jackie from
I was like,
Aquaman.
"Wait," that's Jennifer Gardner. I was like, "That's Elektra." I was like, "It's Elektra."
Oh,
I'm like the crappy Elektra, but good for her. I'm like, she wasn't really crap. It was just a horrible movie that she was put in.
yeah, but
And so X-23, and then the greatest of all was Gambit, live action
Gambit
Gambit.
show up? Wait, who?
Channing Tatum finally was able
Wait,
to play
oh, yo, that's crazy.
10 years later. After he said he was on a Hall H back then 10 years ago, he was like, "I'll be Gambit." Ryan Reynolds finally made it happen for him. And
Wait, is he actually cool as Gambit?
he wore the actual suit, the headpiece and everything from the 90s, the sick looking, and he had the Cajun accent.
Was he actually
He
cool
was like, "Come
Gambit?
on, Cher." He was like, "Come on, Cher." Hey, more to me.
That sounds cool.
I lost my mind in my head. I was like, "That's Gambit." I was like,
Bro,
he had the cards and everything, but better. I was like, he had the stick, he had the
I
bow
thought it would
staff.
be the other guy.
No, that guy was crap. He was meant to be
Yeah,
Gambit there.
that's why I was like, wait, who was Gambit? I was like, Channing Tatum?
He was meant to be Gambit in that movie.
Oh my god.
In X-Men Origins, that was his original. He was going to be Gambit then, but he had commitments to G.I. Joe,
Oh,
which is sad because that movie sort of sucks.
damn.
I mean, G.I. Joe 1 and 2. But they made fun of him because his accent's so strong. Deadpool's like, "What in God's name are you saying?" He's like, "Who is your?" He was like, "Who's the famous thing he said is, who is your vocal coach? Freaking Minions." His accent is strong. There's points where he'll be talking and saying like the most like outlandish, like really sexual stuff, and you'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, wait, so do you think, do you think he's the perfect cast for Gambit, or?
Sadly, I probably not. But, okay, there's an aspect to it of just seeing, like, I was happy to see him in the Gambit role and actually be good. But in my head, I'm like, okay, if they really did do Gambit later on, though, I was like, do I still want him though? And that's where I was iffy. Like,
What are you talking about? It's just like the X-Men show. Probably. I don't know. I don't
it
know.
was not, but
It probably is. You're
because
probably just being
the
overtly
sad the
nitpicky.
sad part is it's he cannot live up to the legend of that actor who did the X-Men show because he went out like that was that guy. I was like, oh, but there's two levels of excitement. One, seeing it like a lore accurate looking Gambit, and also Channing Tatum being him after 10 years of wanting to. I was like, good for. I'm like, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him to be there so I could see. I was like,
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just a camo.
okay,
Or
I'll
a
say this.
cameo.
You know what the good news is?
What?
None of those people die.
Oh, so like it could be canon.
Their worlds are all technically dead slash like gone. Like, that's why they were put
Like they're
into.
still alive.
But Ryan Reynolds was like, I guess like I will make it so that they don't actually die in my film, meaning they can be used again.
Oh yeah,
Also,
the
Blade.
opposite of what happened with Mr.
Also,
Fantastic.
also Blade. Wesley Snipes. That was amazing. I was like, it's Blade.
That's also crazy. Like,
Well, people thought they had beef, which in reality, he said we never did. We actually love each other. Like we're good friends.
wait, who?
Him and Ryan Reynolds, ever since that third Blade movie, because Ryan Reynolds was in Blade 3, and
What?
you never watched that. It's
No.
okay. It's and Ryan Reynolds is basically Deadpool. They're actually Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds in every movie, just like how a certain actor they just play the same guy.
Yeah.
He makes jokes like that's just who he is. Uh, yeah, so he was in the third Blade movie, like fighting vampires and stuff. He's the main actor.
Huh.
uh, but this he made a joke, not a joke, but he made a joke. He had a line where he was like, they were talking about the multiverse and different people. He's like, Blade, I'm Blade, and I'm the only Blade. You'll never. And I'm like, oh, that's such a dig. I'm like, that's such. I'm the only Blade you'll ever see. I was like, I'm like that.
Yeah, 'cause
That
isn't the
is,
new Blade
yeah. That
like
that went to
in
hell.
development hell or something?
That
It's been
is,
revamped.
dude. That is in so much hell. It probably won't happen.
Yeah, he is the only Blade.
Oh, and then they made like a divorce type of joke with Ben Affleck and Elektra, or they were like, he's not here. Don't talk about it. He's not here.
Oh. Isn't he supposed to, isn't Ben Affleck actually Daredevil?
Well, he was Daredevil in that movie with Elektra, but they just made a joke.
Oh, that's the joke?
Well, the joke is he's not here. Like they made it as if like it's a divorce joke.
Oh,
He
okay.
was like, "Don't talk about. It. He's not here now. He's not." They mentioned Punisher 3 times in this movie, and no Punisher, like the old one, the Jane.
They should have brought him in.
It would have been cool, but he would have probably died.
They should have also brought in the old Ghost Rider. They could have used this to bring in everyone that's not in the MCU.
You know what the weird thing is? I thought for a sec, oh, they're bringing all these characters in because their worlds died because they're all Fox. I was like, oh wait, they're not Fox at all. I'm like,
Actually, that would have been cool. They could have used this as like
because Blade's not Fox. I think that might have been
yeah.
Sony. No, sorry, Daredevil was Sony. Which is interesting. I think.
They could have used this to bring in
Oh
like
my god,
Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider.
if they did that, I would crying right now.
They could have brought in the old Punisher,
Yeah, which
all the old
I think would
guys.
be cool. But the funny thing is, people are like, if they did bring him, he would probably die immediately.
Actually, wait. It would actually work because they brought in basically the old Human Torch.
Yeah.
Chris Evans,
The funny
so.
thing is, they killed him, but that's because they're like, we're not using him ever again. That's why.
Bro, but they could still use Nicolas Cage,
You know,
Ghost Rider.
they talked about Reed, and I'm like, that is so
Who's
cool.
Reed?
Well, Reed Richards,
Oh,
like, Johnny Storm was talking about. He's like, Reed was talking about this device, and I was like, it's so cool for him to say that because he's talking about my favorite live action Reed Richards. I was like, now I love that version. That guy looked so much better than the one in oh, especially the one in Doctor Strange. What's his name? That's not Reed Richards. I'm like, especially since he died.
he could have been. He could have been the new one. He could have been the new one.
Okay, I'll say this: Pedro Pascal is not my Reed Richards either, but I like to give him a chance at least.
Yeah, because you like giving everything a chance. You freak.
Sorry.
Give
Uh,
everything a chance until it stabs you in the back.
they have a heart to heart. There's a part where X-23 talks to his Wolverine, and he's like, it's actually funny. He was like, I
He
don't
doesn't
want
know
to.
who it is, right?
Well, he doesn't, but he's like, they're like a campfire type thing. It's just him drinking, and she goes to him. He's like, I don't want to talk. Leave. It's so like so straight face. And she was talking to him. It's like, my Wolverine, he's a good guy. And he's like, well, good for you. It's like I'm a Harley. It's like I'm a dipshit, And she was walking away. He's like, all Wolverines are crappy. Like, you are the same people, and yet at the end of the day, like, you will persevere basically. And so he hears that, and by the end of the movie, he, you know, has the confidence to be like,
He
I have
dies.
something to live for again. Like, I'm willing to kill, like, I'm willing to die for the universe or whatever.
He dies.
He doesn't.
He
You know
dies.
how insane that is? They did that probably because they will use him until he's 90.
Well, at least now we know Logan is not the
It
end.
ends with him just having a fun time at Logan's place. Like, you know how insane that is? Like, I thought, oh, they were probably
Right,
gonna
so he's in
kill
the
him.
MCU.
He is technically in the MCU.
Yeah, he's the
Like,
MCU.
I mean, like, well, he was in it during the movie as well, but he is technically alive. Therefore,
Until
he's
they do
there.
something with the other woman. What's her name?
Sandra Nova was killed.
As Miss Marvel, and then they do something that causes all the Marvels to. I mean, all the X-Men to just blow up.
Oh yeah, the Deadpool core. That was awesome. Uh, they had Kid Pool, Lady Pool, all the cool ones. Dog Pool, of course. Nice Pool. The irony is, Nice Pool, like, Deadpool hated him the whole movie. Like, every time he showed up.
Yeah, didn't he take his guns,
He
his
well,
golden Desert Eagles?
the irony of Nice Pool is that he's the only Deadpool that doesn't have any healing factor.
Really?
So he dies hard.
That is
Deadpool
crazy.
uses him as a shield against the other Deadpools, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And he's like, why are you not healing back? He's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean healing back? He's like, and Deadpool's like, oh, he's like, you'll be fine. You're one of us. You made it. And
Ouch.
like he's screaming at him, like holding up as a shield. He's like, believe you are going to make. He keeps telling him to yell it out. He's like, you're gonna make it. You'll be fine. And then they just shoot him to death, and his head explodes. And
Oh yeah, and then he tapped the body and like blood just gushes
he's like,
everywhere.
he's not gonna make it. No, it's like,
Bruh.
yeah, he takes his two golden deagles, which I'm like, of course he has two golden.
How does he wear the mask with the long hair?
He didn't have a mask ever,
Oh shit.
so because he had nice hair, he was like, I don't need it. He's like, I have an amazing face. He was that nice. He was that much of a prick, basically. And Dogpool was his, until it wasn't.
Ouch.
And then,
Ouch.
but yeah, the Deadpool core was sick to see. Like, I saw there was one of them. I was like, is that Spawn? I'm like, is that the character Spawn? But it wasn't. It looked just like Spawn from afar, but it was like electronic, futuristic Deadpool. I was like, this is a cool scene. Like they have a left to right like old boys looking like fight, and then by the end of it, I was like as they're killing them, I'm like, they're Deadpools, so they all come back, but they act like they're not. And then by the time they get through all of them, they all just get back up. And he's like, God
Oh.
damn! It's like, but then the savior comes in, Peter Pool. So Peter comes in wearing a Deadpool costume, and of course he's fat, so his belly's showing.
Uh-huh.
And but every Deadpool's like, hey, it's Peter, and they all like raise him like a king, because every Deadpool's like, we all have a Peter. Peter's awesome. And so that's how they stop them from like trying to kill Deadpool.
That is so fucking stupid.
Peter shows up. They're like, it's
That is
Peter,
so
everybody.
dumb.
It's Peter. And I'm like, good for Peter. I'm happy he survives. uh, but yeah, they go down because they had this machine the whole time. They were racing against the clock because the TVA guy was trying to blow up his universe quicker. And
Yeah.
instead, Cassandra Nova got out, and decided to use it to destroy every Earth. It's not like take over. It's more like I want everyone to just die. Like what you did to me. I'm like I am done with this life. And so the only way to stop it was one of them had to go down to like the reactor core or something like that and like break it. But it would kill you. Like it would atomize you to the point where you can't come back no matter what. Uh, so like Deadpool, like Wolverine does it at first, but then Deadpool pushes him out of the way, locks the door, but and then both of them go in and help each other. And
Oh,
oh, during the Deadpool versus the Core fight, Wolverine finally puts on his mask, and I'm like,
oh
hell,
yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
hell yeah. And at first I was like, yeah, it's CG, so it's gonna look weird, but
I mean, it looks a lot better than I expected
it
it
looked
would.
better than the Thor one, the one
What had
in
a helmet?
Thor 4, where it's all crappy CG helmets that don't look right on his head. If you remember, he wears like multiple times, and it looked horrible. That movie.
Oh, I
But
don't
this
remember
one,
that. War
I will
4?
say, it looked amazing. People said it looked weird at first. And that's also because in those moments where he's wearing the helmet, he's sleeveless. He didn't have those shoulder pads things, so it
I heard
looks
they also CGI'd the.
it looks oddly weird on him because he looks skinnier without the sleeves and stuff. So therefore, like the helmet on him makes it look abnormal. But then you just get used to it. Um, it's also the first time he's ever worn it, so
Yeah,
I'm
didn't they tease it in like
they
the
teased it
Wolverine,
the Wolverine a decade ago.
and then they never put it on?
No, guess what? That was the deleted scene. Or on the Blu-ray. That wasn't the movie.
Huh.
Uh also I didn't realize this. You know like the whites of their eyes when they have the helmet on, like their face
Yeah.
mask? So that was only for Deadpool because for some reason no other Marvel superhero the last 20 years has never done that.
Wait,
Even
no,
though
Wolverine has it, right?
this movie,
Yeah.
I'm saying it has never been done before besides Deadpool.
Oh.
Uh, and therefore, when they put on Wolverine at first, I had two realizations. One, I was like to the white thing, is that part of the mask? Or because in the comics, you just assume they did that as like an
Yeah, it's part of
effect.
the art, yeah.
Like it's just like Batman in the comic, like he has like the white of the eyes type thing. Like that's just an effect. But I was like, oh wait, is it actually part of the suit then? I was like, I never thought of it that way. I don't know why. I was like, I guess it's just part of the suit where you see their eyes. And some people said the eye tracking was a little weird and clunky on Wolverine. I was like, if it was, I didn't really notice it. And two, it's the first time they ever did it for him. So I was like, it didn't bother me in the slightest. Because they only used it for like 20 minutes of the movie, not even.
Huh, yeah.
it I was just happy. I was like, he's wearing the goddamn face. I'm like, this is Wolverine. I'm like, they done it. I'm like, good. Thank you, Marvel. I'm like, you've done it. Also, Kevin Feige said, Bob Iger, since day one, said we were not going to change anything about the rating of Deadpool 3. It was going to be R. The last two were R. He's like, I'm not going to change it. So from day
Oh,
one,
but you
Bob
can
Iger.
change Star Wars. You can change Star Wars. Okay.
Well,
Thanks
I
a lot,
guess he doesn't
Bob.
care as much for Star Wars. He has no
Nice job, Bob.
my but then yeah, it ends and the post credit is just because in the movie the whole time, um, it looked like Deadpool like caused Human Torch to like get killed, but then you find out at the end like what's it called, the Human Torch on the way to Cassandra Nova said like all these things that Deadpool said to Cassandra Nova. He was like, oh well, Human Torch said this about you. He was like, I never said this, and then there was like a camera on him saying all this stuff, but he egged him on. He egged him on.
Oh,
I'm I'm happy that this does not like lead to another movie. Like people have the big complaint about Marvel movies that they feel like they're just you know like links, like Lego pieces that connect one to the
where you're
other.
just stringing you along.
Yeah, they're not like their own movies to a certain extent. They don't feel like, but this one does feel like from front to back. I was like, this is a like good movie. Uh, I don't know if it's my favorite, but that's also because I really like the second movie a lot.
I don't like the second
I like the
movie.
second movie's story a lot more, but I like the entertainment I got from this. So like it's out of like
I
my
don't like
head.
the second one at all, in my opinion.
Really, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Well, You're not the only
I like
one,
the
because a
first
lot of
one.
people don't like the second one, like a lot.
Yeah, I
Um,
really don't like the second one. I think it
I
was just
love it. I
boring.
also just love Cable. I'm like, he is the best Cable I've ever seen. I'm like, he's the best. Uh, but yeah, that was Deadpool Wolverine. Overall, I mean, I, fresh in my mind, still sort of. I would give it. Ooh, this is hard. I might give it an 8.5. Definitely, it's up there. It's probably
Damn.
it's the highest Marvel movie I've watched post Endgame. Oh wait, yeah, I like it more than Spider-Man 3. The
I haven't finished Spider-Man 3.
I love that
New
movie.
Spider-Man 3.
I like that movie, but the plot itself, it's okay.
I don't know. I just don't care for the new Spider-Man.
Well, I don't either, because here's
I
the
just don't
thing.
really care about anything in the new stuff.
I
Like,
like those movies, but that's not my Spider-Man. Like, that's not
I
how
don't
my
even like those movies. I just
I
don't
like
care.
it. The funny thing is, people were talking about if they brought back Toby or Andrew again for like like Secret Wars or whatever. Um, they're
Oh,
like which is more preferable? People were like most likely they would probably bring back Toby because it's Toby, but people are like I think I would actually prefer Andrew. Like
I
he's
don't know. I
actually
feel
more
like if
lovable.
they,
He's more fun.
I like Toby. I like Toby more.
It's more than nostalgia for me. I truly think just he is my
Toby is
Spider-Man. He
Spider-Man.
will always be my Spider-Man.
Toby is Spider-Man. Toby is Spider-Man, but I feel like if they bring back Toby, they're gonna kill him off. But if they bring back Andrew Garfield, they might use him more than once.
Don't get me wrong, Andrew Garfield, looking back, like, besides his movies, I didn't care for him as Spider-Man. I was like, he's not bad. I just love, I just love those movies. I like 3. I might be the one guy who really loves the third
I
movie,
like 3. I don't think it's that good, but I like
but
3.
I like it. Yeah, Venom
Um,
wasn't like it. Actually, stayed sort of true to the comics, but even then, the interpretation of Venom, I was like, that's not Venom. I mean, even Todd McFarlane was like, that's not Venom. That's
they should have made him big.
Todd McFarlane recently came out on IG, he was on IGN or whatever, and they're like, how do you feel how Venom is portrayed in Marvel Rivals? And I'm like, as if Todd
I feel like he's a bit too friendly.
is playing video games. What?
I feel like he's too friendly in Marvel
I
Rivals.
mean,
Maybe we should
probably.
check that out with the boys. I don't know.
I will play it at least once. I'm not an Overwatch fan, but I'll
I'm
try.
not an Overwatch fan either, but it has Venom, so I said I would. The only way I play the game is if it has
Yeah.
Venom.
Uh.
Then it's the best game in the world.
So speaking of
Actually,
Marvel,
wait, real quick, maybe you should message in the chat, ask him if we're getting on tomorrow.
yeah, yeah. Uh, speaking of Marvel stuff, did you see the
Yes.
announcements?
Yeah, I might as well segue into that.
I don't know how you feel about them in general. Well, because I know you don't really care about the movies in general, but I don't know if you have any thoughts about them before I say anything.
Well, my thoughts, I think I was just, I don't know, there's a lot of different things. In my opinion, I mean, the big reveal now is, what, Doctor Doom is going to be the new guy, right? He's the new bad guy.
I feel sad for the guy who plays Kang.
Kang?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
like
Jonathan Majors.
because they dropped him without a
They dropped
second
him
thought.
immediately.
Like there was no like due process.
But, like, I still don't understand the
There's
situation around that. There's people saying that he assaulted a woman, but then other people are saying he didn't,
I'm
he was
pretty
running
certain
away,
that there's
and then other people say it was self-defense
I'm
or
pretty
something.
they have actual proof of what really went on, so I don't think because he's not in jail or anything. He's
Yeah, so I don't understand
and
what is
yet
going
Marvel is
on.
like we can't be near him
Yeah, so I mean, it's just weird.
immediately. Like they were
Yeah, like, they immediately dropped
people were
him.
like, I bet they'd never won.
I don't know if it's you can't even say that because he
No,
was
because
in, like, a
I'm
bunch
just
of
saying
stuff.
of how quick they took him off the
Oh,
board
yeah, how quick they dropped him?
compared to like other people who've you
Who
know
messed up, right? Like James Gunn.
yeah. And guess what? They brought it back.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I don't know enough about the situation.
They literally redid an Avengers movie that
Um,
hasn't even been really written yet.
yeah, what is the situation with him? Like,
Well, he's gone. Like Kang is gone off the table right now. So
so what? He gets defeated in I still haven't seen Ant-Man. So what? He
yeah,
gets
Ant
defeated
Man's
in
the
Ant-Man, and
most
that's it.
sorry way of introducing a character and then killing that version off.
That's so dumb. So what,
Oh,
like,
and a version of King shows up in Loki season 2. So I
so I
haven't watched
mean,
it, but
what, like, it feels like this entire, so what, Doctor Doom is the new bad guy, Kang is out the window, and now what, the Doctor Doom, the big reveal is that it's going to be Robert Downey Jr.
okay, here's
So
the
people
thing. I understand why people are split because
I think I know what you're going to say, but
I I get that of course he's not from our Earth,
I think
but
you're going to say that you understand it, but, it doesn't bother you that he's Doctor Doom.
no, it does because for a live action Doctor Doom in Marvel Studios or Cinematic Universe, I wished it was like our like real Doctor Doom.
Oh, you wanted its own Doctor Doom, like
Yeah, if you're
him to
going
be
to
an actual
introduce him,
character?
introduce the actual one.
Okay,
Like how
damn, I was
people feel
feeling
about
wrong.
Fantastic Four not being from our Earth. Like,
Yeah.
like don't get me wrong, I bet that looks like it'll be a good movie. I've seen the leaks of like some things they showed. Like, finally, Galactus will be in it. An actual Galactus.
Yeah, but
the
I don't know. I mean,
the
like,
Planet Eater himself is gonna show up.
I feel like they got Robert Downey Jr. because
Oh, it was
they
on a
needed someone to come
they
back.
they were like, we need something. We need something now.
Yeah, like they only did it because they botched the recent phase so badly,
Also,
and
the Russo brothers are coming
yeah,
back.
the Russo brothers are coming back for
Here's
the
the
next two
thing.
Avenger movies.
I am stoked for that because I do
I
believe
don't really care.
their track record's good.
But what is their track record?
I meant for the Marvel movies.
It's only like it's only Endgame and Infinity War.
Well, no, 4 movies they've done.
What were the other movies?
Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Civil War.
Oh, they did those too?
Yes,
Okay.
those are they. Hey, Winter Soldier's my favorite. It was the best Marvel movie for a while.
Yeah, I like Winter Soldier. I like
By the
Winter
way,
Soldier.
Brave New
That's my
World.
favorite, I think.
Brave New World's meant to feel like Winter Soldier, like those type of vibes, which I'm actually really excited for. Like that type of.
Wait, are they doing Brave New World?
No, but the director, like they were
Oh,
talking about whole age how this movie is meant to, because Kevin Feige is like, y'all love Winter Soldier, like this is meant to pay like homage to that type of style again of that type of movie. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm down for a, like a secret, the government, all that stuff. Like I we need like a
they
spy
probably
for.
should have got him to do Secret Invasion
Yeah, that would make more sense. Because
instead.
Secret Invasion, it is pretty secret because no one's ever gonna reference it.
Yeah, no one's gonna fucking talk about it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this entire thing is just like a cheap fan service.
It is and it
movie.
isn't because they are willing to bring back these directors to make their biggest profitable movies most likely again.
Well, I think it's like they bring it back because people, they're connected with quality and what's it called, right? Like,
Well,
oh, like
because
everyone knows the Russo brothers for the Endgame and Infinity
if
War
you
and all that.
remember, originally the director was going to be the guy from Shang-Chi, was going to do the Avengers movies.
I don't remember that part.
He was originally going to do Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars.
Oh,
And people were like, like, there was no faith because we only know him because of Shang-Chi, and no matter how good or bad of the movie, that's a singular character. You're talking about world event, it's
yeah, like string it all together.
like only the Russo brothers have been able to do that. More so than oh my god, Josh Whedon. I mean, I'll give Josh Whedon credit. He's the reason, his movies are the reason we have the Avengers, but
His
um
movies suck in
I'm
comparison.
yeah, well,
No, they just suck.
I never thought about ranking them before, but it would probably be Endgame, Infinity War, Age of Ultron, and
You
it's
like
all
Endgame
backwards.
more than Infinity War?
Yeah, every time.
I thought you were the opposite. I thought you
No,
liked
then I
Infinity
don't like
War.
the cliffhanger bothered me, but it's on purpose as a cliffhanger. But I'm that type of person. Even if I understand cliffhangers are there for a reason. I knew it was gonna be 2 parts, but I'm like, it just pisses me off as like a movie. Like you can't watch it by itself because then in your head you're like, oh, I gotta watch the other. I I can't think of Infinity War or Endgame by themselves. I can think of Endgame by itself more so somehow in my because the way it starts. I don't know. Because Endgame does have an actual ending. I can think of it as its own movie. Aside from Infinity War, I don't know. I think weirdly. It bothers me so much. I can't think of Infinity War by itself. Like if you ask me, like think of them individually. Uh, I know somehow, not somehow, most people do like Infinity War. I don't think it's a bad movie. I just like the story more of Endgame.
Yeah.
uh, it's funny how in my head the movies rank backwards. So like the best is the last, and then you just go backwards.
I mean, that's kind of good because, like,
Yeah,
that means they
each one
get
got
better
better.
as
Yeah,
we go.
it's just, but most people do not think like that. There's some people that Avengers Blood is the best, or
Uh, uh,
um.
I don't know.
But yeah,
I mean,
so Russo brothers, they're back.
they're back. They're doing what?
That Avengers Doomsday, which I was like,
Doomsday and then Secret
in my
Wars,
head, I
right?
was like, are you sure you wanna? I was like,
That's
you
crazy.
want to
Bro. I
call it
mean,
Doomsday? I mean, like DC could make like a Doomsday Superman movie.
no, they're gonna put it in writing before they got Doomsday.
They're like, this is our day. You can't use Doomsday to have your DC BS.
I
It'll
mean,
confuse
I
everyone.
don't know. I feel like I can see the justification behind it, but at the end of the day, I feel like they did this because they needed a win, and this is the
You know the sad part
fastest
is
point A
they,
to point B win they could
but
get.
they were gonna get Doctor Doom. They were gonna put him eventually because they had the
Yeah,
Fox merger. But the sad, but the, I will say,
but like, did it have to be Robert Downey Jr.? Like, they couldn't get anyone else?
it's the appeal. Um, it's I'll say this: he'll probably do a fascinating job. It just won't be my doctor. Like it won't be anyone's.
He's not. He can't be the de facto like
Like
Doctor Doom.
who
Like
wants
this
a
feels like a Mandarin
yeah, who
situation.
wants a Tony Stark as a like he's the, yes, Tony Stark
This
and
feels like the slightly like the Taskmaster thing too.
yeah,
But
that
like
was
Taskmaster isn't Tony Masters. It's
that pissed me off.
it's someone completely different.
I was like, Taskmaster is sick, and yet also I Task I isn't that brought back for Thunderbolts, right? Or they're gone.
Oh yeah, Taskmasters and Thunderbolts.
Yeah, redeem Taskmaster.
Bring back Tony Masters.
Yeah, well, you can't really bring him back. He was never there.
Bring him in.
Bring him in, yeah. Bring in.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can see why. I don't really care. I just don't care.
I'm more excited about
I'm not even excited.
for Fantastic Four because I want an amazing Fantastic Four, and
I don't care about
it's
Fantastic
ironic. Two of them are British people. I always found that funny. I was like, two of the actors are British in a very American New York movie.
That's crazy.
And then there's Thunderbolts, and then there's what was it? Was there something else? Oh well, yeah, Captain America. Which I almost said which Brave New World. They brought out Harrison Ford. He like hulked out, like gesturing. Although that's the most excitement I've seen from Harrison Ford. The most energy I've ever seen him do.
The
Oh, and Anthony Mackie was like F Tom Holland. He was like, yeah, F him. He's like, I got my movie now. I was like, I
oh,
got my movie now, bitch. That's gonna be fun. What
I
else?
mean, oh no.
Uh, DC had okay. They had a couple things, which I was surprised. I was like, they didn't really have a lot at San Diego. The biggest thing is they changed the logo. They have a new logo. They brought back
That's it, right?
the old bullet style DC logo that was from 1976 to 2005 for all the comics, but they're using that for the media um like studios. I could be
Mm-hmm.
wrong. They could also just use it for the comics too, probably not, but because it's everywhere, all the DC channels, Instagrams, so they switched it to that new logo. And I was like, hell yeah. And they showed Creature Commandos, a trailer, which
They showed what?
that animated show, Creature Commandos, that's the first thing that's coming out before Superman. The first thing under his thing is Creature Commandos. Um, and it has, like he said, it will be the same people that are voicing animated will be live action and everything else. Which at first I was like, I don't know how I feel. They're not voice actors, but so far, hearing Viola Davis as Amanda Waller in the show, I was like, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's right.
I mean,
She actually has a good voice, so I was like, maybe
I
it'll
don't
work. I was
care.
like, they showed another Penguin trailer. I'm sort of excited for that, which is ironic because I've never cared about the Penguin. since compared to every other Batman villain, he's literally just a mob guy that like owns casinos and like does dirty work. Like he's just a normal villain that
I
happens
don't
to
know. I mean,
dress up like a pig.
I don't know about you. I'm not really excited for any superhero movies.
I feel better with James Gunn stuff because Superman. They just wrapped it. They just
I
wrapped
feel like
filming it.
right now, I mean, all I'm hearing is just talk. I mean, even when it comes out, so I'm gonna watch it. But I mean,
I'm just the DC stuff. I'm 10 times more excited about, but that's also because I'm just a DC guy, and I hope they get their win.
I don't know. I mean, like everything from DC just sounds like it's all still in like production and planning. I haven't really seen anything being punched out yet.
Well, at least Superman stuff
Um,
just ended, so now it is next July. They've had that set
next
in
July.
stone. Yeah.
Oh, next year.
Yeah, yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, yeah. Not there's no true Julys in 1 year. If there was, that'd be weird. But
No, I thought it was like the upcoming July. I
no.
was like,
Well, technically it is next year.
Jesus.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, those are the big news. I'm trying to think. Okay. Well, comic wise, really quickly, DC announced more so about their Ultimate Universe, which is Absolute Universe, where right now they're introducing 3 versions of these new characters. So
Ugh,
there's Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, and Absolute Wonder Woman, and what they look like.
absolute dog shit.
They
Ha
look
ha ha
people
ha.
people are calling the new Batman the Batman who lifts because he's like built like a he's super big.
Oh, really?
Superman looks emo, and then Wonder Woman looks like she came from Hades. She has like an
Oh.
armor suit too, and I'm like, oh, that's sick as hell. With the Greek mythology and everything. Uh, but yeah, they have that comes out of the event that's happening right now, and it's gonna tie to the main universe compared to how the Ultimate Universe in Marvel is meant to be separate altogether. While this one stems from the like whatever's happening right now in the main stuff will create this new like ultimate suit, well, in quotes, universe. Um, where the whole premise is that in this timeline, uh, each of these characters that you know are now without their respective accoutrements, like who they are. Like Batman doesn't have his money, he doesn't have Wayne Manor and stuff like that. He's different. Like what is
Oh, yeah. The
Superman?
guy was just like, I saw a picture of him.
What
Yeah.
is Superman
Like,
without like his normal stuff? It was Wonder Woman without her, without the mascara and all that. Her sisterhood. And you
I was
saw
going
the
to scare
image.
her womanhood. I was like,
No,
oh,
no, I meant that was no. Well, I mean that'll be. Never mind. I don't know
oh
what I was gonna
man.
say.
Oh, you're going to say something gay gets canceled.
Nothing can get you canceled. We live in
I
a good
think there's
world.
actually a giant orbital laser system run by Jewish rabbis, and there's like a council of rabbis. I'll save that for the end, though.
Excuse me.
Um, you're probably on it.
Yeah.
Wait. So yeah, what else was it?
So there's that, and then there's trying to think of anything other big news came.
Just
Um,
Comic Corner.
I think that was what was it? Wait, what did you say?
I said Comics Corners.
Oh, you mean my YouTube channel?
Oh wait, that's your. Oh yeah.
Damn.
Oops.
That's doing well.
What's it called? Did you hear about the? Wait, are we done with comics?
Yeah, yeah. I have nothing else.
I mean,
Those are
wait,
the
so are
biggest.
you excited about Marvel stuff then compared to DC, or we're still
I'm
more
excited for
DC?
both. I'm more excited for DC just because of what it can be based on what I've heard and like what the
I
characters have been announced and stuff.
I just don't know how this stuff is gonna. I don't care, but I just don't know how it's gonna turn out. Mainly because well, it seems like the recent phase has just been a completely botch. Like it's been a giant botch job,
Yeah.
and
It's been it's not good.
like where are they gonna go? Like you're supposed to like what Endgame ended in 2018. It's been 6 years, and
Yeah. It's
what the fuck? How did we like get from? Remember didn't like Josh Whedon's Avengers come out in 2011 or 2012?
12.
That's six, and then 6 years later they got Endgame.
Well, that's not that bad.
But then 6 years after Endgame, we're still in like one phase after Marvel, and it's just bad.
Two.
It's just bad. Like, I mean, in my opinion, it's just bad all around.
Two phases.
It's been 2 phases.
Well,
What the fuck happened in the?
we're on phase 5.
What's this all leading up to?
Well, I guess Secret Wars. The original Secret Wars.
Who's gonna be in Secret Wars?
Anybody and everyone.
Everyone's dead in Endgame.
That's why I look at everyone else.
Who's everyone else?
The Young Avengers.
Who the hell is that?
They've been all these younger people like Kamal. I almost like Kamala Harris.
I don't give a damn about Kamala Harris. Who else? Wait, who else? Wait. So all these characters are actually gonna? Oh man, I don't know. I feel
No,
like
I bet
they're not even
I
developed.
bet Kamala Khan.
They're not even developed, in my
Do
opinion.
you even know
Like
what I said?
I don't care about any of these characters, man.
No, Kamala Harris is the vice president.
I don't care about Kamala Harris. Like,
I know,
what
but you
she gonna
said it
do?
as if I meant that as a real.
I don't know. I don't care about Miss Marvel. I don't care about
Her name's Kamala Khan, but okay.
She-Hulk. I don't care about.
Well, she's not young, so she's, it's what's her name?
What you're telling me she's not gonna show up in what's it
Oh,
called?
I
What's the
mean,
point
she
of even having her then?
should. The X-Men will show up. Fantastic Four, all of them.
The X-Men will show up.
They have to. It's Secret Wars.
Which X-Men? The Deadpool X-Men or
Oh,
a
shoot,
new X-Men? A new X-Men that they've been teasing for the past like 4 or 5 years, saying that the X-Men are coming. The X-Men are coming.
By the way, every time they showed like,
And there's still no sign of the X-Men.
you know what the worst part? Every time they showed an X-Men character that popped in one of these Marvel movies, they're all from different Earths.
Yeah, I hate this multiverse.
And the worst part is, because those people, it's just nostalgia baiting because they're not going to be the new actors. So
I feel like they're gonna have to pull in the old actors now because it's
they
going
don't
to
got anyone
too much of
new.
a ramp speed. They've been wasting their time with
Yeah.
dead end projects and like characters that nobody cares about. So they have to bring in the X-Men, the old X-Men, the real X-Men, instead of making it fresh.
Yeah.
But I mean, who else? Like what? She-Hulk,
Kate.
Kate Bishop.
Yeah, she's
I
part
don't care about Kate Bishop.
Yeah, I know.
Who else?
I'll say this: the more I talk to you about the stuff, I can see why you can care less about any of it.
Yeah, because Captain America's dead. Iron Man is dead. I don't care about the new Spider-Man. I don't even know what the hell's going on with Guardians. I don't really care about Guardians anymore.
Guardians is technically over for now. Not the.
Yeah, I don't care about Guardians anymore.
I'll say this. Oh no, sorry. Guardians 3 came out.
Black Widow's dead.
That came out last year.
She's really dead. She ain't coming back.
Right? That was last year, right?
What?
Guardians 3.
It was a couple years ago, I think.
No, it was last year.
I don't know. I don't care. I didn't watch it.
I like how you literally don't care. You just gave me an answer.
Who else?
It's whatever you want to be, minutes.
Bro, I don't know. Ant-Man. I still haven't even seen the third Ant-Man movie. I don't know what's going on with Ant-Man.
I mean, you'll just laugh, but not for the good reasons to laugh.
I mean, Ant-Man.
They had MODOK.
Who cares about MODOK, bro? Well, I don't care about MODOK. I mean, maybe Ant-Man is alright. Wait a minute, are you telling me Ant-Man is the only guy I'm going to be rooting for? What?
Well, no, they have, Bruce Banner's still there.
I don't care about Bruce Banner.
They have,
Unless it's the Incredible Hulk Bruce Banner.
Ooh, if he was brought back in Secret Wars.
Bro, he ain't coming back.
He'll look better with the Disney money.
He ain't coming back. They're gonna make him goofy too.
No,
they're gonna make him goofy just like they did with the Special Forces Abomination dude.
He looked alright.
Oh, and how he acts? I'm a completely reformed man now. After I went completely rogue and turned on the military and literally, no.
No, I thought the look, like, it looked okay.
He looked okay, but his entire character changed.
Oh yeah,
same thing with the Hulk. Everyone got nerfed in the MCU.
Yeah, the MCU.
Oh man, I didn't even go there yet. So what else? Who else? The original cast is gone.
Yeah.
Ant-Man is the only one. What about Thor? Nobody even knows what the hell is going on with
I
Thor.
think Thor's over
Even Chris
with.
Hemsworth is depressed about
He's
Thor.
not coming back. He said.
Thor's gone. Wait, really?
They brought up Thor, by the way, in Deadpool Wolverine because Deadpool saw a timeline where like Thor
Yeah,
was,
he was crying for
and
Deadpool.
so every now and then Deadpool would wake up. He's like, you'd be like Chris or Thor, or Chris.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he said he wants the new one to be serious. I just don't know. I mean, even
There's no more
Thor's
Thor.
fate is uncertain.
There's no more Thor.
Okay, well, Thor's gone then. Okay, according to you, okay, he's gone. Okay, if you're
If
saying he's gone, then we're screwed.
if it's
He's
back,
gone.
it'll be like Valkyrie or something.
So who else?
Ironically, the Avengers was not that big. The original cast.
Yeah, but like, who else is gonna care? I mean, we got Sam. Sam is the new
I'm
Captain
okay with
America.
that.
He's okay.
I think his movie.
You think Bucky Barnes,
Yeah,
Winter
he's
Soldier?
Thunderbolt. Yeah.
Okay. So the Thunderbolts, the people from the Thunderbolts are the only thing that can carry the new Avengers.
I actually like a lot of those actors. And there's some new actors in there.
But how many of those guys are actually going to be in the Avengers?
Oh, I mean, we don't even have a team, so who knows?
Exactly. So who makes up the new Avengers?
The new one's gonna be the Young Avengers, probably. That's what
The
they're
new
trying to do.
cast that nobody cares about?
Yes.
So what? Miss Marvel,
I
possibly
actually
She-Hulk.
Kamala Khan, out of all the new people, is okay.
I think the actress is okay. I don't care about the character though.
Oh well, I understand that.
The
Like,
actress is okay.
I have no problem.
The
Like
character, I
she's
just don't
fun
care.
on screen, but yes, the character itself is like
So
not,
it's
it's pretty boring. But
what about that other show I completely forgot about? Echo?
no, just no.
What do you mean no? You said you liked it.
She's not an Avenger.
So what was the point of the show?
I just to show, just to tell people Daredevil's coming. Just silence your thoughts.
But Daredevil still ain't here.
He might not ever show. They announced
Who is in this new Avengers movie?
whoever they're trying. I don't know. Moon Knight.
I completely forgot about Moon Knight. We don't even know if Moon Knight is going to be. Moon Knight has never been talked about. They dropped the series and never touched on Moon Knight again. In fact, that's the same thing with all these other characters. I completely forgot Echo was a thing. I completely forgot about Kate Bishop. I don't even care about half of these characters.
Maybe Wanda could be redeemed.
I completely forgot about Wanda. Didn't she die
Vision?
or something?
She technically no. She didn't.
They still have not talked about. There's so many things that they haven't talked about. Like what Vision comes back. Bro, I just don't fucking.
I'm thinking of a character.
I mean, yeah, like it's cool, like Doomsday, but who's gonna be in the Avengers movie?
You know, this Avengers movie could be a mixture of different teams. Like there's an Avengers team in the comics called.
Yeah, I know in the comic, anything can happen in the comics.
No, I meant one made out of.
What's gonna happen?
So there's one called Uncanny Avengers, which is a team full of like old Avengers, X-Men characters, and Inhumans.
That's cool. But is it gonna be cool like this?
Except, okay, here's the funny thing about that book is that Captain America, because like he wanted to look good for PR, which is like the opposite of that character. He was like, oh, so let me get some X-Men in here because you know, the people are racist.
Adversity.
Yeah, adversity. It literally was that. But the irony is Captain America never cared about that. He's for America first, not about PR.
Yeah.
But this happened after Avengers versus X-Men, where the Avengers, I guess, looked like bad guys.
So I mean, like, where are they going?
I guess this team will be a new Wolverine, probably. Who else?
You think Wolverine's gonna show up in Avengers?
Oh, I forgot Sentry. They're introducing Sentry in Thunderbolts.
Did Sentry get recasted?
He's still there. He was in I saw leaked footage.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, I mean,
it's not what's his name. Right? He was recast, but
it's not the Asian dude from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, no. Which, to be honest, he would have to bulk up or wear like a big fat suit. That would make him big.
Yeah.
He's a skinny guy.
I don't know. I mean, I just don't know, man. Like, realistically, this Avengers team coming up, I just don't really care. In fact, it might actually push people to root for Doctor Doom instead of the Avengers team.
I mean, I would root for him. He's awesome.
Yeah, because it's Robert Downey Jr.
Well, no, I mean, I mean, I would root for Doctor Doom because he's a cool character.
No, I feel like everyone's gonna be like Doctor Doom is gonna be like the old Avengers,
I
and
mean,
he's gonna
I
wipe
almost
out the
said
new
Tony Stark.
Avengers.
RDJ was like same mask, different task,
Different task. I
which
don't
I'm
know. I
like,
mean,
that's interesting.
I don't know, bro. I just don't know.
The
I
comics
mean,
did have Doctor Doom being Iron Man and Iron Man being Doctor Doom before, so
so what they're doing that.
I mean, they could play off of that, but they're probably not going to do that specifically.
I
I'm
feel like
just
they should
saying,
have probably went further away from Endgame.
yeah, well, there's a precedent for him being associated with Doctor Doom, but um,
I feel like it's just way too soon.
it is and it isn't because these movies are still a couple years away.
Yeah, but like at the same, there's nothing set up.
No, because they
You
haven't
got all these
announced
individual characters
they
that
haven't
nobody cares
announced
about.
any movies that's well, they're saying well, they have a setup for Secret Wars. That's why they're doing 2 movies, which is Doomsday.
Well, actually, on top of that too, like usually it's supposed to be like a movie. You need an Avengers movie to get the new team together, right?
Yeah, usually they come together because of big, evil.
But this team sucks.
Well, it's not a team.
You're right. It's a group of extraordinary individuals who come together when we need them the most. Yeah, okay.
That's not what I meant. To Lily. It's no team yet.
There is no team because there are no heroes.
In a world where there's like no hero.
Bro, Echo's gonna be on the Avengers.
When you have a Hawkeye gang run over by a
What is
lawnmower,
Echo gonna do?
I don't know. She's deaf.
What is Kate Bishop gonna do?
I don't know. She shoots arrows.
Bro, you know how gaslit up you had to be like Hawkeye? Like he was just a dude, he was just a spy with a bow and arrow.
And yeah, he lasted a long time.
And now Kate Bishop is supposed to be his replacement.
She is nowhere near like Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Kate, like Hawkeye was a super spy, bro. Like
He
he
actually
was a
like
super
murdered
spy.
people and did like
And then he turned to Ronin.
yeah, and
He's a super spy.
an assassin. And yet, here's lovable Kate Bishop. Oh, I shoot bows.
I didn't even watch this show. I still haven't watched any of that stuff.
Oh, I guess there's Spider-Man.
I don't care about Spider-Man.
I'm saying he could be on the team.
Yeah, well, I don't care for Spider-Man. I think we're screwed if he's on the team.
He's the strongest player.
What
Unless they have Sentry.
I think their best bet to beat whatever Avengers threat coming is to get Venom, and
Venom.
he has to lead the new Avengers.
The song plays when he comes in. Oh
Venom.
shoot! I forgot Venom is this year. The last movie.
Oh, The Last Dance.
Which, I'm going to be
so
honest,
stupid.
they better show some cool stuff because that trailer did not make it look like you're going out with a bang.
Or is he fighting the army now?
It's like, how do you go from like, okay, Venom 1, like, cool story.
Control.
Riot or whatever. Venom 2, Carnage, I get it. Bad version, but at least it happened. 3, I just ride on horses that are venomized and I fight.
This movie better be 2 hours. If it's 2 hours longer, it's gonna be okay because it's gonna be just 2 hours of the dumbest shit with
the
Venom.
Clintar, they come to Earth, but I'm like, that's not cool either. I'm like,
how does that happen?
Unless Noel shows up.
Bro, come on, man. Then you gotta do that on the 5th movie.
No,
I know Venom sucks. I know the movie sucked.
But they can't.
But like, hey, if you gotta do it right, at least pace it out, bro. At least pace it out. Okay, I'm fine having 5 poor, really bad movies, but at least they're paced out. Okay, I can't have things going breakneck speed.
Don't they have him flying in this one? So yeah, Noel might show up.
He flies?
Maybe I'm just imagining it.
I thought he was on the horse.
No, there was that, but I'm gonna be honest. I could be. It's been a minute since I've seen the trailer.
I don't know. I mean, I just don't know.
Didn't they have the Noel symbol somewhere, or what game? Or was it a game?
Know.
Oh, so,
I think you're thinking about the new game. Yeah, the new game.
I was thinking about Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, I mean, I think the takeaway is I'm not really excited, nor do I really care, but it's not really surprising because I never really cared. I just don't think the new stuff is going to be that interesting. The current stuff doesn't interest me. I don't know. From my perspective, there's only a few things that they can. There's only a few moves they can make.
Yeah. that might be your ending statement because I have to actually leave.
Oh man, I was gonna talk about the Mr. Beast shit
I didn't expect that. Oh, you want to do an actual part two, like tomorrow or the
tomorrow.
weekend?
Yeah, I guess I can do it tomorrow.
Okay, I'm willing to actually.
Alright, we'll do a part two.
Yeah.